So if you're not using the Cockatrice in your game, you're not playing Dungeons and Dragons. It's a rule, it's a fact. Don't look at me, I don't make up the rules, I just report them. The bottom line is the Cockatrice is an amazing animal, but I don't think we use it properly. Usually we use it as a mythical beast that does petrification and then eats the things that petrifies. But I have a couple of different approaches that I would like to share with you when it comes to the Cockatrice. The Cockatrice is a magical chicken. Think of it like that. Imagine a flock of cockatrices running away from you because they are magical chickens. Their petrification is simply a defense mechanism. Now the question is, a regular cockatrice, being a magical chicken, will destroy and kill a commoner. Even adventurers will have problems going up against them. So what is the cockatrice's natural predator? Well, I like to think actually it's a basilisk. The reason why the cockatrice petrifies things is because it leaves frozen, petrified people or things behind, which then the basilisk eats instead of eating the cockatrice. The thing is that the cockatrice is used for so many things that I like to think them as crazy chickens that like to turn you to stone and then run away, because then they're not death-defying to you. When they turn you to stone in 24 hours, you're back to normal. It's a wonderful way to use the cockatrice without being completely and totally deadly to the party. In fact, you can use a herd or a flock of cockatrices and the players will simply be returning to stone in less than 24 hours. Think about how horrified commoners would be if a flock of cockatrices came flooding into the village. Knowing that a cockatrice will turn you to stone, what happens to the villagers? Maybe those cockatrices are coming in to eat maybe the grains. Maybe they're there to eat a flood of magical insects that have come in. There's so many things that would happen when those cockatrices come into town, but the players, the characters, everyone is going to try to get indoors because there's nothing more terrifying than a bunch of birds that can turn you to stone. Now, the nice thing is that because those cockatrices, the players will most likely survive the damage, they will also survive the petrification if the cockatrices aren't trying to eat them. But I like the idea of that is something that the players could be hired to go deal with if there's a flock of cockatrices that are actually in the woods that keep coming into town and eating. Maybe they eat livestock, maybe they're carnivorous birds, maybe they eat insects, maybe they eat grain, maybe they eat the mice that are inside the house, and they only attack the commoners because of out of self-defense. The thing is that the commoners would be afraid of these creatures because they can kill them. They are dangerous, but more importantly, they're not dangerous enough to outright kill the players. So it creates that dynamic of, hey, we need your help. The reason we can't deal with these things is because they will kill us, but maybe you can deal with them. So food for thought on that one. It's just another way of viewing the cockatrice as a pest, not so much a mythical creature. Now, when it comes to using the cockatrice, what about a cockatrice as a turkey, right? Not necessarily a chicken, but a turkey. Meaning what? Its feathers can be used for things. Its bones can be used for things. It is a creature that's out there. Now, what happens when the cockatrice isn't the major threat? It uses that, basically that petrification as a defense mechanism, but for something else. Maybe it's a Medusa, maybe it's a basilisk, maybe there's another creature that feeds on those cockatrices. So when you're going to chase after them, the cockatrices aren't really the problem. In fact, when you attack them or you try to take down a cockatrice, they are truly using that turn you to stone as a defense mechanism. And you'll make a lot of saves if it's a herd of cockatrices pecking at you. In fact, I would even increase the number of cockatrices, decrease the damage, and increase the difficulty DC of that petrification. Because then that becomes the thing. Not being petrified in order to get your cockatrice and not have the whole party petrified so the basilisk comes in and munches on you. There's so many ways to do that where you can actually lower the damage. The cockatrice is an amazing creature to utilize when you don't think of it as the predator, if you don't think of it as the mythical creature. What is the creature that preys on the cockatrice? What are the things we would use a cockatrice for? What would we put together? And basically, mission-wise, why would the adventurers go and collect the cockatrice? I love that. In fact, I'm thinking about doing a bonus video on all things you could use the cockatrice for. I like the idea that it is a giant turkey or a giant chicken as far as being regular and people knowing about it and knowing that you stay away from it because it'll turn you to stone. But they're not super dangerous and they're not coming to kill you. They're just another creature out in the wilderness. So food for thought. And guys, as always, make sure you like, make sure you subscribe, and how would you use a cockatrice below? Let us know and we'll see you soon.